So I recorded my thoughts on EVO already, and I'm going to put it on after I finish my what I want to talk about as well because I want to get this out of the way real quick. And I don't want this video to be long either, but I want to get this out of the way that during the finals for Melee for EVO, not for Smash 4, but for Melee for EVO. Maybe it's because it was on Sunday. They showed a date come up on screen, 8/8/18, which is fucking cool. It's going to be a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct. I don't know what that exactly means. We just saw Smash at E3. I feel like it hasn't been that long at all, because that was like a month ago? It's been like a month, right? Or 2 months? Oh man, no. Well, it was like late June, right? When it was E3's like late June. It really hasn't been that long. It feels, and I was thinking we might have to wait till September or God forbid October before we get a big drop of information. But it looks like Nintendo just wants us to know. It looks like Nintendo just wants us to understand what the hell this game is and more what's going on. And compared to what the leakers were saying online, a lot of leakers were saying that this was coming even sooner. Like they're saying like October 3rd, and maybe they just read the date wrong. But either way, some of these leaks are looking like they might be true, because I was kind of starting to discount these leaks. People saying there'll be a reveal at EVO, and I was like, well, maybe. And we'll see a direct like in the early part of August, and I was like, yeah, well, I don't know about that. Like that seems unlikely, but yeah, it looks like some of these leaks might be real, which means that Isabelle and Simon Belmont might actually be a thing. And not only that, but it is interesting to note. I want to get this out there on video, and I'll probably make a full video just about this. But in the amiibo, there's data on every amiibo that lets you know like what they work for which game, and apparently on the Daisy amiibo and on the Waddle Dee amiibo, there's extra data for games that we don't know about yet, and nobody really knows what it is. But it's really suspicious that Daisy had that data, because the Daisy amiibo has basically the Daisy amiibo was definitely made like the dates line up for them going to production on Smash Ultimate and Daisy amiibo's release. So that's very interesting, because it basically means Bandana D might actually happen, because the Waddle Dee amiibo also has this extra data that people don't know what it is for yet. And now we know that Daisy's in Smash Ultimate, so we're like, oh, well sure, that Daisy amiibo data is for Smash Ultimate, and now we look at the Waddle Dee data for the Waddle Dee amiibo, and it's like, it might be for Bandana D in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And a lot of people have made very convincing arguments for this. And do I think we'll see the announcement for Bandana D on 8/8/18, which is Wednesday? Oh, I don't know about that, guys, but he might be in the game as a secret character that you just eventually get. They might announce him, but I don't think Bandana D is going to make anyone stand up and scream their head off, because I think people who are normies who are like only play Smash because they like Mario and Pokemon, I don't think they're going to care about Kirby characters. I don't think a lot of people care about Kirby characters. I think a lot of people didn't even know who King Dedede and Meta Knight was until Brawl came out. Whereas I was excited that Meta Knight was in Brawl, and I thought it was cool that Dedede was in, but I was like, Meta Knight's so cool. I love him in Kirby. And seeing him in Brawl was like fucking cool. And so it might be about that time to have a new Kirby character again, especially with the theoretically getting King K. Rool, and we're getting Wolf as a returning Star Fox character. So every character's getting more side characters added in. And, not to mention Ridley from Metroid, and a lot of people are speculating that Dark Samus will come in from Metroid, and oh man, and Isabella coming in from Animal Crossing, making more side characters from the big Nintendo Smash games. I think that's a good direction for Smash Bros. Ultimate, and oh boy, I don't know what we'll see next. I don't know what we'll fucking see next, guys. I'm assuming we'll get to see either a full stage list, or maybe not even that, but we might see a few more stages showed up in the video. We're definitely going to see a lot of more gameplay footage. We'll probably see some new items. I'm hoping for some brand new stages, maybe one or two debuted brand new stages. If they debut a brand new character, then it'll probably be a brand new stage with that character. So let's say if they debut Simon Belmont, then maybe we'll see a Simon Belmont themed stage. You know, obviously be Castlevania, which I think a lot of people would just put Simon Belmont in just because if they made a Castlevania stage, the stage would already be perfect, especially because there's like fucking stairs and breakable walls and like candles and shit you could break. Like the Castlevania works so well for a stage. It works better for a stage than it does as the fucking character. But and then the music. Oh my god, the music! Castlevania has some of the best music from the NES era, and even beyond that, Castlevania's music is just always fucking dope. And of course, I really want. I in my Sis Trophy video, I talked about if they put a Castlevania Sis Trophy, I would want the Grim Reaper so fucking bad. But even Alucard would be goddamn cool. Like, oh man, there's or even like the Medusa heads or something, or Medusa heads might be a part of the stage as a stage hazard, and Sakurai would be like, yeah, put in the Medusa heads to piss people off because they can just turn the hazards off if they don't want the stage hazards and turn them off. And you know what? Hell yeah, let's do it, man. Let's make this happen. So that would be great. But what I really think is going to happen, and I think this is what the leaks were saying, was that the next Direct would feature single player content, and or like basically non Smash content. Like not basically we've learned a lot about the game's character set and the multiplayer aspect. Like basically what people play the most in Smash, which is just Smash or Melee, Brawl, whatever. Like the game mode is always just the fighting mode. The main important part of Smash, I think everyone plays Smash. That's what we saw so far, and we saw at least that every character is returning. So we're not going to get little tidbits of information with these directs. We're going to get like a big reveal because it's got to be. There's probably going to be a new CG sequence for a new character, and we'll probably get to see at least one character on. And then I think story mode will actually come at the end, but I'm thinking we're going to see. If Smash Run's returning, we're going to see Smash Run. If story mode is happening and returning, then we're going to see what the story mode will be like. If there's going to be other game modes like adventure mode returning or anything like that, we're going to see hints, especially because this direct's all about Smash, so they're going to have to pad it out with shit that no one cares about. So we're going to see home run contest, we're going to see trophy rush or whatever, however you get trophies in this one. We're going to see stuff like that. And that's fine, because all I care about is getting to like the hype stuff. So we're probably will see story mode. We'll probably see barely anything on it. But if they just debut story mode now, then they can show more about the story mode later. Like maybe they'll show the fact that they'll show some crazier CG sequences later on, before the game's finished. Before the game's out. So like they'll basically, if they do it now, then there's plenty of room to keep us enticed later. So I think this is actually a good decision. I think this is something that they actually might do, is show story mode now. And boy, do we need to know. Like I need to know. I need a fucking confirmation story mode's in the game. I need to see. I want adventure mode. I want adventure mode back so bad. I want to see what the game's UI will look like. I want to see these things still matter to me. As the game's not. We got a while to go. It's like, yes, it's not next year. When Smash 4 came out, we had to wait like a year, and then like fucking what was it? We waited a year and a half when Smash Bros was announced. We had to wait like a year and a half for Smash Bros. God damn, like I can't do that again, man. And I'm glad we only have to wait till December, and it's early December, which is really nice. But like we still got a little while to go. It's still early August, man. We got a while, and the more information we can know now, the better we can speculate what might happen down the road. Because it's not just that you can't just look at past Smash games and say this is why this character will be in the game. No, we can't do that. That never works. When that happened when it came to Brawl, I could never have predicted when we'd get Sonic and Snake or story mode. I would never have predicted that. When it came just based off Melee, there's no way. And when it came to Smash 4, I did not predict Lucario coming back. I did not predict Ike coming back. You know, I did not predict Dr. Mario and like weird returning characters from Melee. I could have never predicted that. I could have never predicted more characters from fucking Melee, and then them taking out the story mode, but then making the game like not have tripping anymore and make the game play faster and feel way better than Brawl. And I could not have predicted that. And so at this time, what can we predict? Nothing really. I mean, I think a lot of us were shocked to see every character returning, because I think a lot of us thought there was going to be some cut characters, and let's be honest, not every character needs to return. This is kind of more of a fan servicey principle of the matter, but that's kind of what Sakurai's mission goal was. And this one, the most important thing is it's got to be the ultimate Smash, which means everyone's got to come back and it's got to play the best. And so it's like, this is kind of intense and crazy, but everyone's coming back, and I don't even know what to expect. What am I supposed to predict based off of Brawl and Smash 4? So far, what you got to do is predict what's based off of this current game. So, like, for example, when they announced Lucario was coming back, or I forget which one was announced first, then it's like, okay, maybe the other guy will come back. But, that's all I can predict. It's hard to make your predictions without knowing about that particular game. You can't predict based off the past Smash games. It just isn't how it works. And so the more we know about this game, the better we can predict. And so that's why so far, that's the fact that Ridley's in the game is why I'm like, maybe we will get Geno, maybe we will get King K. Rool, maybe we will get Paper Mario, maybe we'll get these characters that people always ask for. Finally, maybe we'll get Bandana D just because the fans want it. I don't know, because Ridley's in the game. Like, that's the only reason why I think so. Maybe we'll even get Waluigi possibly down the road as DLC, but hey, a win's a win. A W is a W, an upside down L is an upside down L. So, I don't know, man. But, so when it comes to what I'm predicting, I'm just expecting to see a few more items, maybe a few more Pokemon, and a few more assist trophies. Just like little things here and there, little things here and there, and then a big announcement involving a single player game mode, and then a CG sequence with a new character. And I'm actually thinking that the CG sequence with the new character might even be the first thing we see, because that's typically how Smash used to do it for Smash 4. But mainly, I'm trying to. I know I just said you can't predict based off the old games, but I'm thinking that it might actually be a new character first, because that just sets the tone for the pacing for the rest of the video, and then they can actually show like more of the videos. Like, they could show more. Basically, show that character in action, just in the game, basically. So it depends on the character and how appropriate it would be to show them. Like, maybe if this character's in story mode cutscenes or something like that. Because it's like when they announced the story mode for Dragon Ball FighterZ, it was right after they announced Ginyu and Captain Ginyu and Nappa. I almost said Captain Falcon. Captain Ginyu and Nappa, and then they showed Nappa in the story mode cutscenes. And I was like, oh, cool. So, like, that's the thing. Like, they kind of know who they're going to have shown by the time they show the story sequences. So, whatever characters they want to put in the story mode sequences, cutscene sequences, then they got to show these characters right here, right now. Am I expecting 2 character reveals? That would be really fucking cool. But I'm expecting, like, 1 character reveal. And because I feel like we just got all this information and news. We got 3 characters revealed for E3, and that's because that's E3. This wasn't even EVO. This was like an announcement during EVO. So what are we gonna get? I think it'll be like 1 character. People saying like, oh, it's gonna be a fighting game related character. It's gonna be EVO related character like Heihachi or another Street Fighter character. Forget that. Because we did not get this. They didn't show the character during EVO. We got an announcement for after EVO. And I kind of figured they would do a direct. I kind of figured they wouldn't just show a character during EVO, because it can't be like a short little sequence. So we'll see what we get. No matter either way, I'll be fine. And so I'm going to cut away back now to the original video I was recording, which was the just my thoughts and reaction to Smash Bros. Melee's top 8 EVO finals. And yeah, I'll let you guys get right to that. Hey guys, as I'm recording this, I have EVO 2018 on my second monitor, watching a lot of the finals, though right now I think Tekken 7 is just starting, and that is because I just finished watching the Melee finals, as if some of you guys probably did today as well. I'm sure a lot of you who care about EVO aren't watching this right as it comes out, because you're probably watching EVO. Don't worry, I am too, and for those of you who aren't watching EVO, you should probably hop on, because I do believe Dragon Ball FighterZ is coming up later, and that's kind of like what my channel got big with, or at least got like all my subscribers are into Dragon Ball FighterZ. This is by no means a big channel. This is a very baby microscopic channel, but Dragon Ball FighterZ and Smash is kind of like the two things I talk about so far on here, and so if you want to check out FighterZ later, you should get ready for it. Like I was saying though, Melee just wrapped up, and Leffen just won, and it's his first EVO win. And I know like EVO's just a tournament, right? But it's a tournament on the biggest stage. This is the most I don't know if I'd say it's the most important, but it's like the biggest fighting game event. This is the one that people who don't always watch fighting game events tune into. This is like the Super Bowl of fighting games, and every fighting game that matters is represented here. And on the stream of EVO, they just showed Melee, which is a big deal. You know, Melee's still kicking, it's still popular, and I want to bring up that the Smash 4 EVO tournament, there was a lot of Bayonetta players and people were booing them. You know, I didn't watch all of it because, not that I don't like Smash 4, but I was just busy, and I'll probably watch reruns of it later, but I just was busy last night. And yeah, apparently people were booing at the Bayonetta players, and I'm pretty sure a Bayonetta player is the one who won the game. And a lot of people are very upset with it. They don't really care much. And it's like, okay, well, the people playing Smash are not the people in the audience. And I don't know. Would I have booed to see Bayonetta? I wouldn't have cheered, you know? Bayonetta's not fun to watch for me. Really, honestly, I think the more I see Bayonetta, the more I'm less likely to watch Smash 4. I don't know, does that make me part of the problem? But to me, if someone like Zero was competing and like just playing and destroying Bayonetta mains, then maybe I would be really into that. Or maybe like, you know, if one of the top players could just destroy these Bayonetta mains. But you know, Smash 4 isn't the best game competitively. There's lots of reasons why, and there's plenty of videos that cover the inconsistency of the physics and certain aspects like that, and then they do go into why characters like Bayonetta, Cloud are just really powerful. And of course, we saw a lot of Bayonetta players, and no one likes watching them. But really, to me, it's like watching a Bayonetta player isn't that different from watching like a what do you call it? A Ice Climbers player in Melee. But I guess the main difference is that Ice Climbers players are like, a few chumps will play them here and there, and then like do some really annoying crap that people don't really want to watch. No one wants to watch a wobble, and then they never get to like top 8. And I guess that's the difference, is that in Smash 4, Bayonetta players are just doing this absurd bullshit that no one wants to see, and it is sad. But at the end of the day, it was a pretty good showing for EVO. It was definitely not Hungry Box levels of winning EVO in 2016, but it was good, you know. And having Leffen win, I'm a Leffen fan. I'm actually, I'd say like my two favorites are probably Mewtwo King and Leffen. Very upset that Mewtwo King lost in losers, but he lost in losers to Armada. So like I'm not gonna like trash on him too bad, and he seemed to be pretty upset on Twitter. But I think we should remember that he definitely, like, I don't know how to explain it, but he's still one of my favorite players. He probably is my number one favorite player to watch, just because I love rooting for the guy. I love the way he fights. He's just super fun You know, he's fun, and he does Smash 4 as well. So it's like there's so many, like I'm gonna fucking root for the guy, and yeah, and honestly, he's one of my favorite Cloud players to watch. He's one of the guys that makes it worth watching Cloud, in my opinion. Um, but maybe I'm just a fanboy at this point. Either way, he lost, but he lost to Armada, who was also in losers, which is kind of, it's crazy. Both those guys end up in losers, and one of them had to win. But if he did beat Armada, I'm sure that Armada would have lost, but so Armada wouldn't have been in the top 8, and that would have been just as upsetting for me. But at the end of the day, I'm sure Mewtwo King would have gotten up there in the top 8 if he beat Armada, and I'm sure he would have gotten a pretty decent rank. Would he got his second place like Armada did? Oh man, seeing Armada beat Plup was so exciting for me, and I love Plup to death, but I don't know, man. There's something about losers Armada where it's like Armada's that guy who's like, I'm just not going to lose. I refuse. And he got from losers and did a really good run. Got to the final match. He got to the final match, but even though Leffen's story was not nearly as exciting, or like you didn't have as much reason to cheer for him, I was still cheering for him because I think Leffen is a really sorry. I think Leffen is a dominant player. I keep watching the Tekken stream and it's kind of distracting me. I keep watching. I think Leffen is a dominant player, and I'm always kind of surprised that he hasn't won EVO already. Whenever I watch his sets, he's so fucking good at the game. Leffen is so fucking good at Melee. It's like, get this boy an EVO win. Like, goddamn, how has he not won an EVO yet? Like, I feel like he's been. It's not like. Is he like the best player at Melee? He's fucking up there. He's got to be in the top 3 best players of Melee at least this year. Like, he's so fucking good. And it's like, how has he not won EVO by now? Well, it only comes once a year, and there's a lot of pressure. And also, I'm pretty sure with Leffen, there is some sad stuff to his story with like legality problems where like he couldn't I think he was actually not a legal citizen of America, and that became a huge problem for him, like battling in tournaments, something like that. It was something like that along those lines. Was that like he couldn't participate in like every tournament? Though I don't know. I don't think that stopped him from EVO. But either way, I don't know all the details off the top of my head. Either way, Leffen is someone I feel like he's been this good. I feel like he's already been at this level, and this is nothing new, nothing to be shocked about. And I'm just glad. It's like we needed to get this done. We needed him to just get at least one EVO win. And the thing is, Mango's still out there. He still wants to get that third EVO win. Armada still wants to get that third EVO win. They're still the only 2 guys who've won 2. Hungrybox really proved himself by being the guy who won at all, and he won 2016, and that was great. But for me, Leffen beating Leffen, when it was Leffen versus Hungrybox, I knew, and it was in the top 8 finals. I knew when it was Leffen versus Hungrybox, I was like, I want Leffen to win, and he did. And then when it was Leffen up against Plup, that was more like I was like, oh, I like these guys so much. I like both of them so much, but I think Leffen is the better player, and Leffen proved that to be true. And then when it was Leffen against Armada for grand finals, it was like, oh yeah, like I was actually like, man, I really want Leffen to win this, but Armada's last game, I'm enjoying watching Armada a lot. I'm enjoying watching Armada play a lot. I've always liked Armada. There's something about him I like. Maybe it's just because he plays Peach, and I think that's really cool and exciting and fun. But there's something about Armada that I really wanted to see him win. And even when he pulled out Peach against Leffen, it still wasn't enough. And really he did that because Fox versus Fox wasn't working, and I don't know. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Armada he wasn't playing as well as Leffen. That's just how it is. And I definitely think they both. It would have been cool either way for me. So I was very happy going into the finals. I was like, these are the 2 of my favorite players. I don't know why my two favorite players are Swedish, but that's not true. Because, like I said, Mewtwo King's probably still my number one favorite player. But Leffen is probably my second favorite player, and seeing him win and doing it so easily, like he's like, he's worked so hard for it, and him just like absolutely proving his dominance. Like he dominated over Armada. He dominated almost everyone he played. I don't think he lost either. I'm pretty sure he went undefeated. Yeah, he was undefeated during EVO. So, yeah, I mean, fuck yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, I don't know if you guys ever like check Twitter and see what people are talking about after something really cool just happened, or like a big announcement, or a show just ended, or anything like that. But I'm not like a Reddit guy too much. I'll check Reddit if there's something really important and there's a big long thread of people talking about it. It's almost like looking at an old forum post at that point. As far as participating in Reddit, well, I never really participated in forum posts either. But I like to use Twitter because it's not that I don't like the forum format, but it's well, I kind of do, but I just kind of like want to know what random people are talking about who aren't necessarily in a conversation. And I definitely noticed a lot of people talking about Plup on there, because first of all, Plup got third, and he is one of my favorite players. Plup's just an all-around good guy, and people are worried that he had like a panic attack, which he did. And I'm laughing, but I'm laughing because people are kind of being extra about it, getting really like upset for him, and it's a good thing. It is a good thing, but he'll bounce back. He'll be okay. But he did definitely show signs of having panic attack. But can you blame him? I mean, can you really fucking blame him? Third place at EVO, apparently he wasn't even using his main controller. He had to borrow one from Mewtwo King, so it's awesome that he got third place. Honestly, I think that's great, and he won Genesis recently, and that's a big fucking deal, especially in the Smash world. So, no, I mean, I'm proud of the guy. I'm proud of everyone who played. I'm super proud of Armada getting in second place. Super proud of Armada. Like, I feel like he really impressed me the most. It's just Leffen was just on another level. Leffen was just on fucking fire, and we should not take that away from Leffen. Even if Plup was playing his best, even if he's using his best controller, I don't think he would have beat Leffen. And that's just because Leffen was just fucking Super Saiyan God at that moment. That all playing the Dragon Ball FighterZ really paid off and turned him into a goddamn Super Saiyan God at that moment. And the rest of the Super Saiyan warriors were just not able to compete, And really, Leffen does remind me of Vegeta in some ways, because it's like he's always known as a bad guy, but he wants to be the best. He just wants to be the best. And he's arrogant and cocky, and he's come a long way. He's more beloved in the community. People appreciate him and like him a lot more in the community now. He's still a fierce rival to everyone. Like, when you watch videos of him and Mango, they're just fierce rivals to each other. You watch videos of him with anyone, a Hungry Box. There's like fierce rivals towards each other. So that's it's always been this thing that Leffen's always been like the bad boy of the Melee crew. He's kind of like Vegeta in that way. And this is not like Majin Vegeta winning. This is not like Vegeta and Saiyan Saga winning. This is like Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta going up against Goku Black and then pummeling him down and saying like, it's not about it's not just about like him being the best, but it's more like, you'll never be a true Saiyan, even though Armada, it's real Armada, it's not Armada Black. So this analogy doesn't exactly work, but I'm just saying like Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, when there's points where Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta is stronger than Goku. There's points where Vegeta is stronger than Goku in Super, and I feel like Armada's finally on that, or I feel like Leffen's finally on that level where he is. I think when he's on fire, he's just fucking on fire, and to be able to have that confidence and power radiating off of him during EVO, with everyone else having all the nerves, and you just look at the pictures of everyone sad, it's easy to see that this was kind of an upset for some of them. I can't say it's an upset for, Mewtwo King made a tweet. This is the good thing about going on Twitter. While I was reading about people being sad over Plup, reading people reading Mewtwo King's tweet about this, saying he said like even though he's better friends with Armada and Plup, he kind of wants Leffen to win because it would mean the most to Leffen at this point right now, and that's important. And I'm pretty sure Leffen did not. I don't think Leffen placed in top 8 for Dragon Ball FighterZ. I enjoy that Leffen plays fighters, and I know he's been putting more of an effort into it. It's one of those things about Leffen that it's part of why I respect him more. It's not just because I happen to like fighters a lot, and I kind of campaigned for this game before it even came out, and I still follow it to this day. But the fact that and it's probably the game I play the most, fighting game wise, even over Smash. I mean, Ultimate might change that, but it's definitely the only online competitive game I play. I'm not playing Smash competitively. So, and maybe Ultimate will change that. But either way, it's really is like it's one of those things that makes me respect him is the fact that he does well at other games, and he's played other ones before fighters as well. He's played Street Fighter, and he's always played different Street Fighters and Smash and stuff. But the fact that there's all these people from all these different games, like Sonic Fox won the last tournament I watched for fighters. Normally he doesn't win. And not only did he win, but he beat Goichi, who's normally the other winner. Goichi's the guy who always wins, and he beat him. And so Sonic Fox is like the guy who plays Injustice in Mortal Kombat. And those games are totally valid fighting games in my opinion. I still kind of enjoy Street Fighter and Tekken and fighters over, and even Smash over Injustice and Mortal Kombat. Though they're still good games. But NetherRealm games are, I don't know, they're kind of weird to me. They're kind of weird, and I play the shit out of them. I love those games. I have so many hours clocked on Injustice 2. I think Injustice 2 was probably my favorite fighting game last year, and that's not based on the fighting mechanics, and that's based completely on the full package of what the game brings to the table. Sonic Fox is that guy. I mean, here he is. He dominated those games, and now he's here doing really fucking good, dominating in fighters. And so it's cool that we have guys who play all these different fighting games coming out playing fighters at the top levels, and we have a Melee representative. We have a guy we don't have a Smash 4 guy who plays Dragon Ball FighterZ. We have a guy who plays Melee playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, and this guy just won EVO. It's the first time he won EVO, and this guy can say he won EVO, and he's playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, and do I want him to quit Melee now that he's won? No, I don't. But I do want him to do better in fighters. I want to see him improve and do well in fighters, and I want to see him represent Melee in the fighters world and kick some ass, because now he really is truly like the representative of Melee, because he just fucking won EVO. And some people might say HBox is ranked #1 player. I'm not the biggest HBox fan. I'm not really not an HBox fan at all. I like he's all right. I don't hate anyone who plays Melee. I like everyone who plays Melee. And when it comes to certain people, I don't want to like trash talk anyone too hard. I don't want to like trash talk. I don't want to promote like hating people. But HBox, I do love him. But he's probably, if I had to say like my favorite 6 players, he'd probably be in last place. But if I'd say like my favorite, like I'll say this, I think I like HBox more than PPMD, and that's mainly based on the fact that PPMD doesn't show up to all the tournaments and stuff, So in fact, I think PPMD is basically, I think he's on the way out, so I'd say HBox probably my favorite. My 6th favorite of the Melee players. But basically, when it comes to any like my favorite guys, actually, wait, yeah, maybe. Ah, man, I don't know. I don't even want to say 6th favorite. I like the 5 gods. Oh, so he's one of the 5 gods, and then there's Leffen and Plup. And so if you don't count PPMD, then yeah, I like Plup and Leffen more than him. Ah, man, this is getting weird. Either way, I like, he's ranked as #1, and I think it's because he's a Jigglypuff player and he plays unorthodox. but he's definitely a good player. He's a fucking strong ass player. When he won Evo, he earned it. But is he my favorite, or is do I think he's the best? I think Leffen is better. I really do, and I honestly think that when it comes to like the matchup, well, I don't know. Mango, I would say a few years ago, the matchup between Mango and HBox was like, I would say Mango. Maybe now it's like more, maybe it might be more leaning towards HBox's favor. But when it comes to Armada, man, didn't Armada beat HBox today? I think he did. So like that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I think Armada's a better player than HBox. I think Armada's always been a better player than HBox. Yes, Armada lost to him at EVO 2016, but Armada won EVO 2017, did he not? Like, I really think Armada has been one of the best. I think he's been like number one for like fucking what, like 8 fucking years now. Like, I think Armada's been like literally the best all around Smash Melee player. Like, I think if you tack up everything, like I feel like Armada's the best one. So, and the people always like say he's not, and so that's why I'm like, no, he is. Like, and don't get me wrong, I love to cheer against him for sure. Like, because I like Mango, I want to see Mango win, especially over Armada. But I just think Armada's a better player. So, I think Armada's great, and I don't like being wrong. So that when people tell me I'm wrong, then it makes me want to cheer for Armada, despite whatever in the past. So yeah, I like Armada a lot, but. So for me, the top three being Plup, Armada, and Leffen. That's like three of my favorite players. So again, like that's all. That's all I wanted to come here to just to say. Like, it was a good showing. Some of my favorite players won. Some of my favorite players were in the top three. In fact, I think the only thing that would have made it better was if I could have seen more of Mewtwo King. But Mewtwo King is a great guy, and I mean, I'm talking about him here, and he wasn't even in the top 8. That just says what we need to say about him. So here's to hoping that Mewtwo King in the next tournament does well. Will Mewtwo King win an EVO? Well, someday. I think he can. I think he can someday. So we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely really proud of Leffen, and proud of Armada for sure. Proud of Plup. Yes, he's probably going to be doing okay, guys. He's people survive these things. It's just, that what a heartbreaking and tragic, for him, that was probably really heartbreaking because he was so close to winning, and he lost to Leffen, and when he was up against Armada, I think he was in a more negative mindset. But also, I just don't think he would have beat Armada that day. I don't think he would have beat Leffen that day. I think he could have easily. He's definitely a championship winner. He's not someone who will never be able to beat these guys. But it seemed like that day was just not his day, and that's how it is sometimes. In the competitive world. And so it's up to him to take that and try to turn that into something more positive. But he was definitely really close, and it's we talk about the gods of Melee, but not all of the gods have won EVO. Mango's won twice, and Armada's won twice. Hungrybox won once so far, and it's like now we have Leffen, who's not even a god, and I think he's just as good. Don't get me wrong, but we also have Plup, who was in the top 3, who beat gods to get there, and Plup's kind of like the next god slayer right under Leffen. So like, if we had to say like this is the new age of gods, I would say Leffen and Plup are fucking up there, and I would say like Armada's one of the only gods who's still like, and HBox, they're still up there too, but I definitely want to see Mewtwo King kick ass again for sure. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but and I don't think anyone even cares about my opinion on these guys. But it's just some final thoughts on the tournament. Of course, now again, like I said, I'm watching Tekken. I don't really care as much about Tekken. I know a lot of people say it's better than Street Fighter 5. That's their opinion. I think Tekken's kind of boring to watch. I hate the fact that everyone picks like I hate the newer characters in Tekken 7. So anytime someone picks that newer guy, I'm just like whatever. I'm not interested in him, and yeah. So it's just so far I'm watching it. I'm just not that into it. I'm probably gonna be more excited when it comes to Street Fighter and Dragon Ball FighterZ. So here we go. Can't wait for Dragon Ball FighterZ. So yeah, man, EVO guys, get on EVO and watch that shit.